The Padres are back home in San Diego as we welcome you to a beautiful night in San Diego. It's game one of a three-game series between the Arizona Diamondbacks and the San Diego Padres. Will Myers getting ready for game one of the series. .429 with 4 homers and 7 RBIs in the last series against the Diamondbacks. That was in Arizona. And Paul Goldschmidt, a .544 slugging percent against the Padres as a third among active players. He's been amazing against San Diego during the course of his career. We welcome you inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Mark Grant. Welcome to Padres Baseball. Manuel Margot back in the starting lineup tonight for the Friars, and he really should be a guy who's coming off a terrific road trip and right now riding a 7-game hitting streak.
After adjusting the swing and paying dividends right out of the get-go, you really have to tip your helmet to Manuel Margot. Using the whole field, hitting on the road, and the last road trip was very apparent of him being in that groove. The 7-game streak, hitting .417, taking the ball the other way, showing a little pop as well. Now, I think the key is to get on base, utilize that speed, split the gaps, and he can pop a home run every once in a while. But other hitters around Manuel Margot getting on base and getting hot. Manuel tonight hitting 5th. If he gets some RBI opportunities and continue that streak to get on the board early tonight against Greinke, because it's going to be one tough customer against this right-hander tonight.
Indeed, it is a tall task. Zach Greinke being back to the Zach Greinke of old. He's got 11 wins coming in and really rolling right now.
Remember, he was at the top of his game. I mean, he could be at the top of his game now because of the last outing against the Rockies. 8 solid innings. The word used against the Rockies was he was surgical. He was hitting the corners. He was throwing his slider when he wanted to. He throws the curveball. He throws the changeup. He throws the sinker. But the last 6 starts, a 1.13 ERA, only 5 walks. This guy can throw a ball on the corner with the best of them. He's a control freak, and they got some work cut out for him tonight.
Coming up, it's Hall of Fame weekend. Andy Halbrin checks in on a day for Mark Sweeney, who sits down with the newest Hall of Famer next from Petco Park.
A ball and 2 strikes to count to Russell Martin. 500 saves for Trevor Hoffman. He's going to have a plaque right next to yours in Cooperstown someday, Mr. Gwynn.
And that was one of the many great memories of Padres closer Trevor Hoffman, who is in Cooperstown right now, taking part in all the activities leading up to his enshrinement in the Hall of Fame on Sunday. And also in Cooperstown, our Mark Sweeney. He had a chance to sit down with his former teammate, talk a little bit about the experience earlier today. Here's a piece of that conversation.
You're one guy, and it might not be one guy, but there are guys that you are looking forward to meeting the first time.
Yeah, I have never met Nolan Ryan. I've spoken to him on the phone a couple times, but he was a guy that played for the Anaheim Angels when I was growing up. Dad was an usher. Talked about how he had this work ethic and rode the bike religiously and got in the weight room, and so he's a guy that, we all wanted to throw hard. We all wanted to kind of strike people out, and he was the epitome of it. And so I look forward to being able to shake his hand and introduce him myself.
And we will have more from Mark Sweeney reporting from Cooperstown throughout the game, so stay tuned for that. But coming up, Kirby Yates looks to close the door just like Trevor Hoffman did for 16 seasons in San Diego. Padres, Diamondbacks, first pitch coming up next on Fox Sports San Diego.
By Petco, the pet company. By Cadillac. Visit your San Diego Cadillac dealers today. By Evans Tire and Service Centers, home of the buy two, get two. And by Nissan. Take on the unexpected with Nissan's available Intelligent Safety Shield technologies. The Padres and Arizona Diamondbacks getting ready for game one of the three-game series. And it's time now for the weather report, brought to you by your always sunny Honda dealers of San Diego County. 72 degrees, southwest breeze at 8 miles per hour, mostly cloudy forecast for the night. In fact, right now, cloud covered as we get it started. Don Orsillo, Mark Grant, and Annie Halbrin with you as the Padres return home to begin this series against the Diamondbacks. Let's check out the visiting Diamondbacks starting lineup, brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. John Jay, the former Padre, leading it off and in left field. Paul Goldschmidt at first base with A.J. Pollock in center. Steven Souza Jr. in right field with Daniel Descalso at third base. Ketel Marte at second. Nick Ahmed at shortstop. Jeff Mathis, the veteran catcher, bats eighth. And Zach Greinke will be doing the pitching and batting ninth for the Diamondbacks. Luis Perdomo on the mound tonight for San Diego.
25-year-old making his ninth start. And his scouting report looks something like this. Consistency is so key. He pitched well last time out, only one walk. If he could be aggressive with all of his pitches, not guiding his pitches, attack the zone, and when he works down in the zone, the infielders will be busy.
Well, John Jay leading it off here in the first inning, and he'll take strike one. Tough series just finished up by the Diamondbacks. They split a 4-game series at Wrigley. They blew a 6-1 lead in yesterday's game, as this one is lined to center, and that's going to fall in for a hit. Glances off of Margot, and reaching at first base is the speedy John Jay. A little indecisive out there as to whether or not Margot is going to dive on that ball.
Yeah.
Ends up kind of short hopping him in center.
It could have been disastrous, because if this ball gets by him, it's a for sure triple, maybe a little league home run. So there comes a point where Manuel Margot, thank goodness that ball hits him in the knee. He did not get a glove on that. It hit his right knee, keeping John Jay to a single.
So Jay at first, and it brings up Paul Goldschmidt.
Can you believe it's the first time the Diamondbacks have been here this year?
That's incredible, considering they got to come here 3 times.
It is July 27th, folks,
Yep.
and this is the first time the Diamondbacks have visited Petco Park in 2018.
Meanwhile, we've been to Arizona twice.
Yes.
Goldschmidt coming in, hitting at 277. As you mentioned, a tough loss yesterday for Torey Lovullo's Arizona Diamondbacks. A 5-run lead, but ended up losing yesterday's game. Anthony Rizzo with a walk-off home run. Also lost Jake Lamb, suffering a left shoulder contusion, diving a ground ball coming his way yesterday.
Yeah, I talked to Torey Lovullo, the manager of the Diamondbacks, before this game tonight, and he said, we took a dagger in the heart, man. And this is a team, of course, in the race. As we look at the NL West, going into tonight, a game and a half behind the Dodgers.
They have taken 4 of 7 games against Padres so far in the season series. And look at the standings coming in. A game and a half back of the Dodgers in the NL West.
And they've got the best record versus the West, so the Diamondbacks have that going for them. Even a better record than the Dodgers. They're 24-19 against the West. The Dodgers are 25-22.
They just acquired Eduardo Escobar from the Minnesota Twins.
And he'll be playing third base. He's going to get here late tonight, and they said starting tomorrow he's going to be their third baseman.
John Jay at first, and Goldschmidt fouling it off to the right out of play. Well, Goldschmidt with a very tough beginning to the year, but he has been red hot really since the middle of May. And if you go back to May 23rd, those are his rankings. Back to being Paul Goldschmidt again. Not sure what happened to begin the year, the first month and a half.
I talked to Dave Magadan when we were in the desert last time, and he would not give up the secret what he did as far as the adjustment was concerned. But Goldschmidt just turned it around. He's hitting 277. With the start that he had to get his average up to that, it's quite amazing. He's dangerous, and we say this every time because we play him in the division quite, 18, 19 times. But he's a threat foul pole to foul pole. He knows the strike zone.
He's also been tough against Perdomo, 400 average against Luis with 3 home runs lifetime against the Padres right-hander. Payoff pitch, runner goes, and Goldschmidt grounds one towards shortstop. Touching second is Saswahe. Throw to first, double play. Nicely done. Some fancy footwork by Carlos Saswahe at second base. That worked out great.
That ball could not have been placed more perfectly for the second baseman, Carlos Saswahe. It's a 2-seamer beaten into the ground. That's a good sign for Perdomo. Now he's got to redirect, but he's got so much time. He can even regroup and fire a strike to get Goldie at first. 1 pitch, 2 outs for Perdomo.
So 2 down here in the first inning brings up A.J. Pollock. Pollock at 294, 13 homers, 41 runs driven in. A couple of stints on the DL again this year. With a fractured left thumb. Had him on the DL from May 15th through July 2nd. You just get the feeling the Diamondbacks lineup is just so much better with A.J. Pollock in the middle of it.
He's a catalyst. Everyone around him gets better. There's no doubt about that in my mind. He's got a good idea swinging the bat. Doesn't try to, pull everything. Hits it to right, hits to left. Can work the count. Yeah, what do you know? It's 2-0 in his favor.
Well, the Diamondbacks 29-23 on the road. And even better lately, 16-7 since June the 8th. Perdomo making his 9th start of the year for the Padres, spending a good chunk of the year in El Paso. 3-0 pitch in there for a strike, 3-1.
Well, Luis going from the extreme first base side of that pitcher's plate in contact with that rubber. So he's got a good straight angle on that outside corner to the right-handed hitters. He can bust that two-seamer in as well. Gets him a good angle there.
Sharply hit to the left side into left field. A base hit for Pollock.
Check out the defense behind Luis Perdomo, and the Padres defense is brought to you by Nissan. Travis Jankowski, he is in right field. No errors in the last 204 plus innings in right. Manuel Margot in center, Will Myers in left. On the infield, third to first, Villanueva, Galvis, Asuaje, and Hosmer putting down the signs. Austin Hedges.
Two down, Pollock at first, and Steven Souza Jr. stands in the cleanup spot in tonight's lineup for the Diamondbacks. Go to first, and diving back safely is Pollock. Doing some home improvements, are you?
Kind of adjusting my telestrator.
Switching up your whole area, I noticed.
The room is kind of limited here, so I'm trying to make the most of it. A little feng shui, maybe.
Go to first, and Pollock back to the bag.
It's good to see you back, son.
It's good to see you. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has been.
10 days or something like that. I think it's the longest I've been away from you in a really long time.
Yeah.
Why are the frogs out?
Good luck, frogs.
Yes, I was in a mud-free zone for 10 days.
Yeah, we're back, and we're ready for some Friar baseball.
Yes, we are. Go to first, and back is Pollock.
You know how they say absence makes a heart grow fonder?
Yeah.
It's so good to see you.
It's good to see you. We talked. We texted.
Yeah. Gave each other space.
That's in there for a strike, and it's 0-1.
Luis has got such a good two-seamer. If he stays on top of it, throws it about, top of the knees and lets the ball do the work, you get a lot of ground balls, like that ground ball off the bat of Goldschmidt for the double play. And then be aggressive with the slider. Throw it in the zone. I think if he starts to nibble, that's where he starts to get into trouble.
That's sort of been the track record looking back over the outings in which he's had trouble. Strike on the inside corner at 93. That's where he's been, 93, 94 so far.
Yeah, good luck trying to turn that around in 93 with movement on the inner half of the plate. It's going to get into the kitchen a lot of the right-handed hitters of these Diamondbacks.
First start of the year against the Diamondbacks for Perdomo. And that is just going to miss inside.
Now that's the changeup from Perdomo. I think that's a pitch that's going to hopefully put him over the hump and throw it in hitters' counts. That's a good layoff by Souza.
Over to first, and diving back is Pollock again. Tried to keep him close. He's got good speed.
Well, the Diamondbacks will steal the bag. They rank 5th in the National League. It's amazing, Don. This team, slugging percentage, they're 11th. On base percentage, they're 13th. They've been doing it with pitching.
That is strike 3 on the outside corner. First strikeout for Perdomo. Wraps up the top of the first inning. Padres are coming up. And that ball is going to be gone. And that ball is gone. Another home run for Will Myers, his second of the night. At the wall, that's the third home run of the night for Will Myers. First time in his career he's hit 3 homers in a game. Will Myers is trying to keep that going here tonight against the Diamondbacks, team he enjoys hitting against. Travis Jankowski leading it off here in the bottom of the first inning against Zach Greinke, whose first pitch picks up the outside corner for strike 1. Jankowski leading it off, hitting at .250. 2 homers and 11 runs batted in. He's going to get that call all night. Could be a long night.
You got that right. He's got pinpoint control. If the umpire's going to give him 3 inches off the plate, believe you me, he can put it there consistently. And he is on one heck of a roll right now. We talked about him in our pregame show. The last 7 have been stellar. I mean, unbelievable. And he's a control freak. Walks very few batters. Quality strikes, not just strikes, quality strikes.
There is strike 3, and that did not appear to be a strike, but Jankowski rung up. Let's check out the rest of the Padres lineup, brought to you by your San Diego County Toyota dealers. Well, Jankowski leading it off in right, Suaje at second. Myers in left field with Hosmer at first base, Margot in center. Galvis at short with being the waiver at third. Hedges does the catching. Perdomo batting out of the 9 spot. 1 down here in the bottom of the first inning for Carlos Suaje. Takes strike 1.
Last 7 starts for Greinke, 6-0, a 1.57 ERA.
Is that good?
That's pretty good. .91 whip. Walks and hits combined per innings pitched.
Popped up foul, back and out of play.
Take a look at the defense for the Diamondbacks. Brought to you by Cadillac. Here's Goldie over at first base. Paul Goldschmidt, Ketel Marte at second, Nick Ahmed at short, Daniel Descalso at third. Behind the plate, Jeff Mathis in the outfield. John Jay, A.J. Pollock in center. Steven Souza Jr. in right. He's got quite the resume, doesn't he, Donnie?
Incredible.
Greinke, 5-time All-Star, 3-time Gold Glove winner, Silver Slugger winner, AL Cy Young Award winner. Other than that, the kid stinks.
20 starts against Padres. He's 10-2.
Yeah, pretty good.
With a 2.14 earned run average against San Diego.
And I got to be honest with you, I love a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel. I hope that's what we see tonight. But when you see a pitcher like Greinke, I really like to see the artistry, like a Greg Maddux, like a Zach Greinke when they're on their game. Hopefully Luis Perdomo is on his game tonight as well.
Evens up at 2-2. They shift on Suaje here on the right side of the infield. StatCast. Let's take a look at the StatCast A1 powered by AWS. 2-2 is chop foul outside of first. Suaje hanging tough here, 2-2. On the ground, softly hit right side. Marte fires to first, 2 down. Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Well, we mentioned that Zach Greinke is on one heck of a tear. He's been throwing the ball extremely well. Grind against Greinke. I mean, grind it out. Try to work that count. Pick a certain pitch in an area and go to hacking. And perfect for Perdomo. You got to play perfect defense. Got to get perfect hitting. Guys in scoring position, bring them around. And at least give Luis a chance to go deep into the game and keep it close. We try to get on top of Greinke early.
2 down here in the first inning for Myers. We'll have 288 coming in. 9 homers, 26 runs batted in. Outfield straight away. Power to all fields from Myers.
Hey, who's that StatCast brought to you by?
That is brought to you by AI, powered by AWS. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, I think that's a cool graphic. Gives you an idea where hitters hit the ball in play.
In the air to left field. John Jay will have room. Shy of the track to make the catch. It's a 1-2-3 first inning for Zach Greinke. Scoreless after 1. Now for our Valley View Casino trivia question.
I love trivia. It's been a while.
This former D-back had more career at-bats than any other MLB player against Trevor Hoffman. Name him. This one chopped down the first baseline. Perdomo is going to let it roll, and Hosmer will pick it up and tag the bag at the same time. And pitch one out as Daniel Descalso retired.
Who's your first player that comes to mind? Do you have one on that trivia question?
I was thinking the name that you threw out earlier before the game. Gonzalez.
I said Luis Gonzalez.
Yeah.
And that's just the first guy that came to mind.
But you would think that he would have a large number of at-bats.
Yeah. Everyday player. Left-handed hitter.
Ketel Marte batting with one down. Getting a start at second base. Made some starts at short as well.
Now this combination for the Diamondbacks, when you've got Marte at second and Ahmed at short, it's a pretty good one for Torey Lovullo and the Snakes.
Very solid up the middle.
Yeah, and then
add
Pollock.
AJ Pollock in center.
Yep.
We got a flock of seagulls coming in here. This is almost like San Francisco like. To first, Hosman's going to need help this time, and Perdomo covers. 2 down. I mentioned a 6-1 lead at one point yesterday for Arizona. Nick Ahmed with a grand slam in a game that the Diamondbacks ended up losing. On the Anthony Rizzo walk-off, but a grand slam for Ahmed as he picks up his 13th home run of the year. Career high for him. 2 down in the second inning, and here is Nick Ahmed. 234, 13 homers, 48 runs batted in. Ahmed normally known for his defense, but the offense coming around this year.
Well, Luis has got to get that call. If Greinke is going to get the pitches off the plate like he did last half inning, that 95-mile-an-hour fastball, that's a pitch that Luis needs to be called. It's a nice tight slider right there, throwing that pitch, not guiding it.
Chop foul beyond the Diamondbacks dugout. They're housed on the third base side of Petco Park.
Well, early on this at bat against Ahmed, Perdomo is working both sides of the plate nicely. Fastball for a ball away, slider down and away for a strike, burying that fastball in. That looks like a changeup right here.
Swing and a miss, and chasing that was Ahmed. Second strikeout for Perdomo. Scoreless after an inning and a half.
Focus on the slider of Zach Greinke. He's a 5-pitch pitcher, but it's the slider. When he gets ahead, he can bury it where he wants to. He can put it down and into the lefties. He can backdoor to the lefties. He can bring it down and away to the righties. It's just a good pitch. He could throw it right on the corner. He could throw it off the plate and expand that strike zone for the strikeouts. Last time out, last game against the Rockies, he went 8 solid innings, only gave up 1 earned run. He threw that slider 25 times. And when you look at the arsenal of Zach Greinke to go along with that slider, he'll 4-seam it. He'll throw the 2-seamer. Occasionally he'll throw that get me over early slow curveball. And there's the usage right there. 48% on the heater.
Well, Eric Hosmer leading it off here in the second inning. Hosmer, Margot, and Galvis expected in the inning. Eric with 10 home runs on the year. 42 runs batted in, a 246 average coming in. Sharply hit a one-hopper that explodes on Marte, but he picks it nicely and throws out Hosmer for the first out.
That's an impressive play. And Marte makes it look so easy, so smooth going to his left. This ball is crushed. It's got serious topspin on it. That is not an easy hop.
One down here in the second inning. Manuel Margot batting out of the 5 spot for the Padres tonight, kind of sliding up the order, riding a 7-game hitting streak coming in. Greinke with a 1-0. Yeah, that's going to drop in there for a strike. 1-1. Well, Greinke looking for win number 12 of the year, coming in at 11-5. Fouled off down the right field line, out of play. Margot now. Galvis next. Greinke about to throw his 20th pitch. Has retired the first 4 Padres that he's faced in the game tonight. In the air, down the left field line, struck pretty well. John Jay hit it over towards the corner, and that ball is gone into the second basket. A solo shot from Manuel Margot, his 4th of the year, and the Padres jump on top 1-0.
Zach Greinke does a pretty good job of keeping the ball in the ballpark. That is a changeup that speeds up the bat of Manuel Margot. It leaks down and in. Drop the head. We've got launch angle. We've got exit velocity, and the Padres are on the board. Major cuidado for Manuel Margot. Hard holding back the smiles.
8-game hitting streak now for Manny. Longest of his career.
That's one of the reasons a lot of pitching coaches will say back in the day, oh, forbade you to throw a changeup to a right-handed hitter if you're a right-handed pitcher. Because that, you know, if you leave it middle in, it's going to speed up their bat. They can just drop the head. I think that was a perfect example. Doesn't mean you can't throw that pitch. It's just the location of that pitch, and Manuel made him pay.
Gives the Padres a 1-0 advantage, and there's a 1-1 to Galvis.
Boy, if they could tack on another one. You know, Zach Greinke, the body language sometime, he kind of, you know, if he's in that groove, you know he's throwing well, but you can get to him a little bit. Maybe start thinking about him a little bit. Tack on another run here, possibly.
On the ground, softly hit Marte at second base. Throws out Galvis, 2 down. Let's check out the location of the pitch that Greinke gave up for the home run.
Now, when I talk about speeding up, you know, that's where Mathis is set up. He wants it down. He just didn't get it down and in enough. It catches enough of the plate to where he can keep that ball fair as well. Now, if that ball is down and in where he wants it, it's either a swing and miss or it's a foul ball over near the Diamondbacks dugout. He just caught too much of the plate.
2 down here in the second inning brings up Christian Villanueva. A shift on Villanueva on the left side of the infield as he takes strike 1. 225 average, 19 home runs, 43 runs batted in for the Padres third baseman.
If I remember correctly, over in the desert, Greinke was doing a lot of grunting, right? Every pitch? Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
It was Jake Peavy-like.
That's right. I think I just heard him grunt on that last pitch.
And 11-5 individually, 3.05 earned run average. 22nd start of the year for Greinke. To the screen, foul, 2-2. Close pitch, but off the outside edge. Greinke last year a 17-game winner, 17-7, 3.20 ERA a year ago, made 32 starts. Swing and a miss, and Villanueva strikes out. But a home run for Manuel Margot. 4th home run of the year for Margot gives the Padres a 1-0 advantage as the homer off Zach Greinke does Manuel Margot. 1-0 San Diego. have jumped on top 1-0 thanks to the home run by Manuel Margot. It'll be Jeff Mathis, Zach Greinke, and John Jay scheduled in the inning. Luis Perdomo coming off a 1-2-3 second inning. Mathis 200, no homers, 14 runs batted in. Four in a row retired by Perdomo, 2 by way of the K. And a quality start on Sunday, 6 1/3. 6 1/3.
Oh, is that what it is?
3 earned runs. Yeah. 6 1/3. You know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
Lost to the Phillies, though, 5-0. This one line down the left field line. That is a fair ball. Little head to the left field corner. So will Myers to dig it out. And into second base goes Jeff Mathis with a double to begin things here in the top of the 3rd inning for the Diamondbacks. They're barely down that 3rd base line.
Two-seam fastball, didn't get it in enough, and it's mid-thigh high, and Mathis quick to that baseball to keep it fair. Get those hands through, and that may have kicked up a little. Yeah, it was clearly fair inside the. That ball looked like it might have. It's a double anyway, but it looked like it made contact with something. That ball changed direction. Anyway, you look at it, the 7th double for the Diamondbacks catcher. And don't shut your toolbox right here because Greinke can swing the bat.
10 for 40 at the plate this year, hitting at .250. He is squaring, and a pop-up caught by Hedges. So could not get the bunt down. And it pops out to the Padres catcher Austin Hedges for out number 1.
Austin Hedges is so quick behind that plate, and this ball not up in the air a long time and just in the reach of Austin to where he gets rid of that mask and makes the easy catch, keeping that runner at second base.
One down, runner at second, top of the order, John Jay. Second time through the order now for Luis Perdomo. John Jay with a single to center field in the 1st inning, 1 of 3 Arizona hits on the night. 263 with runners in scoring position, and he's got Jeff Mathis at second base with 1 down. Third foul off to the left. Well, the way Greinke hits, it might have been better off just letting him swing away rather than trying to bunt.
That's not a bad idea. I mean, he's so good bunting and he's so good hitting. I think it's a situation to where I would lean towards him swinging.
Yeah.
Good bat control. He can punch that ball to the right side to get him over. And if he finds a hole, it's a 1st and 3rd situation or possibly a run scored. It's not a bad idea.
2 strikes here to John Jay.
This is where Luis needs to work on putting him away as Paul Goldschmidt waits on deck.
Rounded foul outside of first, and we'll do it again, 1 and 2. Crowd covered, very unusual. Here at Petco Park in San Diego tonight. Padres returning home, take on the Diamondbacks, and then the Giants will be in. Line back where he came from and into center field. Mathis is going to be sent around. Here's the throw. It is going to be not in time. Mathis gets in, and the Diamondbacks tie the score 1-1. Mathis does not run well, so looked like there was going to be a play at the plate, but the throw from Margot off the mark to the first base side.
This was set up to be an 8-2 put out. And the reason why I say that is because this ball hit sharply, A. 2, Margot is in shallow center field. This ball hits the side of the mound. Did you see it hit the side of the mound? It kind of caroms towards the first base side of home plate, and that might have been the difference in this one. Because a good throw definitely would have gotten Mathis at the plate.
He slowed up a little bit too when he got around third, but was sent and gets in to tie the score 1-1. Now Paul Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt bouncing into a 4-3 twin killing in the first inning, 0 for 1. Longest active on base streak on the road, 26 straight games for Goldschmidt. Shin-Soo Choo at 28.
You know, even though the run scored there, I'm kind of surprised they sent him, because you've got Goldie coming up, you've got Pollock batting third, you'd have first and third with 1 out. I mean, it all worked out for the Diamondbacks, but Tony Perez-Chica, the third base coach for the Diamondbacks, he knows more than I'll ever know as far as coaching third base. So he felt to send him, and it worked out for him.
In the air, swinging 3-0 down the right field line towards the corner, but a foul ball. Had the green light, 3-0. Rattles around down there by the 3:22 marker, a foul ball.
That's what makes Goldschmidt so dangerous. Watch where this pitch is. It's up and away. I'm sorry, that ball leaks middle in, 95. Looked like it was going to be away. And he just inside out that ball. Hands first. Takes it the other way.
So 1 out, John Jay at first, held on by Hosmer. Swing and a miss and a full count as Perdomo battles back.
Hey, you throw it 3-1 to make it 3-2. Why not throw it again?
A.J. Pollock waiting on deck. Playoff pitch coming up. There goes John Jay at first. The pitch is ball 4. And that'll put 2 on the first, base on balls given up by Perdomo tonight. It's time now to answer our Valley View Casino trivia question. The former D-back had more career at-bats than any other MLB player against Trevor Hoffman. Can you name him? Luis Gonzalez, that was correct. 31 at-bats.
Just the first guy that came to mind.
Yep, you're right. And you love trivia.
Love trivia. Darren Ballsy out to have a chat with Luis Perdomo. You might see that. You know, just judging by the pitches he has thrown early on, that slider is really biting well. You might see a first pitch slider here.
2 on, 1 away, and run in, and A.J. Pollock coming up.
Pollock loves the fastball. He can turn around a fastball with the best of them. See if Luis starts him off with a slider.
In the air to left field. Back goes Myers, and that ball is going to be off the bottom of the wall. From second, Jay will score. Goldschmidt stops at third, throw to second, not in time. It's an RBI double for A.J. Pollock, and it's a 2-1 Diamondbacks lead. Second hit of the night for A.J. Pollock, and this time it drives in a run.
And it was a first pitch fastball, 2-seamer. Ball leaks right down the middle of the plate. Belt buckle high, and Pollock is all over it. It's got that crisp sound to it. And Will Myers in left field, he kind of gave the deke like he was going to catch it, hoping that the runners would kind of hold up, but they weren't biting. And the Diamondbacks take the lead.
Second and third, 1 down. Steven Souza Jr. getting his second plate appearance of the night. He struck out looking in the first inning, was none too pleased either. Souza coming over from the Tampa Bay Rays. Scored 5 out of 7 times. A runner at third, fewer than 2 outs. On the ground and by the dive of the third baseman being away, but down to the left field corner. Goldschmidt scores. Here comes Pollock. It is a 2-run double for Steven Souza Jr. and a 4-1 Arizona Diamondbacks lead. 4 quick ones here in the top of the 3rd inning for the Diamondbacks.
Swinging early. Pollock, first pitch double. This pitch here, once again, location is key. Any way you look at it, and if you got the 2-seamer, you leave it up, it's not going to break as much. Ball gets by Villanueva. Seen him make that play before, but it gets by the 3rd sacker, and the Diamondbacks add on.
So Souza at second base, 1 out, and it brings up Daniel Descalso. Grounded out to first in the 2nd, 0 for 1. This will get away, and to 3rd goes Souza.
Great hustle by Souza. Did you see him round at 3rd base? I mean, he was coming around 3rd base as if he was going to score, putting a little pressure on Hedges and Perdomo. Being held up there, of course, with 1 out now. Andy Green will bring the infield in.
Wild pitch charge to Perdomo that allows Souza to take 3rd base. 1-0. Perdomo had come into this inning having retired the Diamondbacks in order in the 2nd. Allowed a total of 4 hits in the inning. So far, 4 runs. Padres went from a 1-0 advantage to now a 3-run deficit very quickly. There's action in the pen for the first time tonight behind Perdomo.
Ball strikes ratio for Luis Perdomo, not consistent with hitting his spots. It tells me not consistent with duplicating the delivery, the release point.
Bobby Erlin first up in the pen tonight. And that's ball 4. Down to first base for Descalso. 2nd walk of the inning, 2nd walk of the outing. Allowed by Perdomo. And how long will Andy Green go here? We'll see. Ketel Marte coming up, the 8th member of the Diamondbacks to bat here in the inning.
Yeah, this is something you don't like to see, early action. We've seen Robbie Erlin come in a game early, act as if it's a start, but you want 1 pitch here, get a grounder, because Luis Perdomo is quite capable of getting that ground ball double play. He showed us a lot of that last year.
26th pitch of the inning coming up.
Only 4 double plays turned this year. Now 5.
Out to deep right center field. Back goes Jankowski, and Jankowski won't catch it. Scoring from 3rd is Souza. Descalso stop at 3rd on a double. And an RBI for Ketel Marte, and it's 5-1 now, Diamondbacks. Well, they really get out of here to right center field.
Thought maybe with the speed of Travis Jankowski that this ball was going to be caught, but it did go a long way as we take a look. Looked like a changeup right down the middle, and he was on it. Now giving his best effort was Travis in right field. He's got to go to his right into the gap. About a 1/3 of the way up the wall. And the Diamondbacks continue to shimmy and add on here in the top of the 3rd.
Infield in here for the Padres, Nick Ahmed.
Too many fat pitches. Catching the zone.
Ahmed lines it to right in front of Jankowski. From 3rd comes Descalso. Throw goes plateward, but it's cut off. And the Diamondbacks pick up another run, take a 6-1 lead. RBI single for Ahmed. And that will be the night for Luis Perdomo. So a 6-run top of the 3rd inning to this point will chase Luis Perdomo from the game. Diamondbacks have a 6-1 lead. T-Mobile, and how about the day that, or the night that Clint Kershaw had, helping himself out here, driving in 2 runs as part of a 4-1 Dodgers win against the Atlanta Braves. Pitched outstanding, gets the victory in that game tonight, as well as helping out his own cause by driving in a couple. So the Dodgers beat the Braves 4-1. Here, Diamondbacks have a 6-1 lead.
Yeah, ugly early for the Pods as Robbie Erlin, the left-hander, will relieve Luis Perdomo. After a 1-2-3 second, Diamondbacks are batting around. Starter reliever, reliever starter for Robbie. Opponent's only hitting 188 with 2 outs. He has 1 out here. He inherits 2 runners. Gotta treat this like a start, would you say, Don?
Yeah, pretty much. Trying to log some innings here and trying to quiet this Arizona Diamondbacks offense.
I mean, you're not going to double switch this early. The pitcher spot is due up second for the Padres in the 3rd inning, so it looks like Robbie will get a few frames.
Runners at first and third, and a grounder to deep short. Going to second base for 1, on to first for 2. Robbie Erlin and the Padres needed that. A 6-run 3rd inning for the Diamondbacks.
That's when he comes to work. He comes to, whether he's he's not even playing anymore. He's getting guys better. He's talking to guys about mentality, about pitching, about the way the game should be played, and it's special. It's special to be around him.
And that was catcher Austin Hedges on Trevor Hoffman, who will be inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame on Sunday. And Hoffman works as a senior advisor to the Padres, kind of a fancy title for someone who does a little bit of everything. He mainly works with all the pitchers in the organization, from the majors down to the farm leagues, and he's really a sounding board for these guys. You know, I talked to a lot of guys in the clubhouse today. Kirby Yates, Phil Maton, they all said the same thing. They're so lucky to have someone like Trevor Hoffman who they can just talk to when they have a problem and just kind of get his opinion on things. Mud, I would think that that's a great resource to have for these pitchers, right?
Annie, nice report, and you're absolutely right. And I can only say this. I can only put myself back when I was playing, and I would be in a clubhouse, and a Hall of Famer would walk in the room. It is a special time. It's almost like a oh my gosh type moment, and it's almost to where, you know, when somebody of importance walks in a room and it kind of like, oh, everybody just kind of pauses and observes. That's what Trevor brings to these players now. I mean, I remember with the Giants seeing guys like Juan Marichal walk in the clubhouse, and I'm like, that's Juan Marichal. These guys now are saying, hey, that's Trevor Hoffman.
And
that's what he brings
a lot too. And
absolutely.
As Annie said, and as Austin Hedges said, I mean, he does a lot of talking when he's here.
Yes.
Talking to guys, helping guys, and Seen him certainly do a lot of that during spring training as well.
And they should be sponges. They
Absolutely.
should sit down and talk. And Trevor's one of the nicest guys you ever want to meet, as far as gracious with his time and sharing what he has learned over the years. And he'd be the first one to say, hey, you know what? It took me a while to learn this or do that or experience this and then learn from it. Valuable asset that the Padres have.
Hedges lying down for the first out of the inning. Batting for himself is Robbie Erlin. He strikes out. Third K for Zach Greinke. Well, earlier today, Mission Fed donated $2,000 and provided tickets for tonight's game to representatives from Elder Help. Mission Fed donates around $1.5 million a year to local charities. We thank them for all they do. Two down here in the third inning. Travis Jankowski standing in. Second look at Zach Greinke, who now has a 5-run lead to work with.
Don, how about you? Your early years, probably in the big leagues or even the minor leagues, to where was there ever a case where a Hall of Famer walked into the room?
Yeah, different guys would come in where you would just go, wow, that's so-and-so. A lot of times in the minor leagues. Remember Bob Feller coming in?
Yeah.
And thinking, wow, you know, I mean, and you know, as you said, everyone listened really to what he had to say.
You know what I'm anxious to ask Trevor after he gets done with the whole
experience?
Yeah. I want to ask him, and I almost know what his answer is going to be. I want to ask him, when you're in that, there's a certain room, a dining room, where only the Hall of Famers are allowed. Who's the one guy that when he walks in that room, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm here with this guy?
Who do you think it'll be?
I think his answer is going to be, you know what, just being in the presence of all those Hall of Famers.
6-1 Diamondbacks.
Padres are having their opening party here for Trevor Hoffman's fabulous weekend. We're here with the statues. No, it's actually not a statue. But we're going to have plenty more coming up from the Farmers Museum here. Hopefully we can get former teammates for Trevor Hoffman. All the vibe in this party for the Padres.
Mark Sweeney reporting from Cooperstown, New York.
Nice gig to have.
Yeah,
all
pretty good.
The festivities and enjoying the surroundings at the Baseball Hall of Fame. I'm happy for him. That's great. I've never been to Cooperstown.
Really?
No.
Wow. You got to go.
I know.
Got to go. Been a few times.
What's the one thing that sticks out in Cooperstown to you?
There's so much.
Was there one item that you saw?
No.
Was there one plaque maybe?
The whole experience,
yeah.
to be honest with you. This one is lying down the right field line. That'll get in a fair ball to the right field corner. for Zach Greinke. He's headed for 2, and he will get there without a problem. A double to begin things here in the 4th inning.
Well, we mentioned last half inning, Greinke can swing the bat. Batting .250 going into this season, into this game. That's his 4th double as he takes this ball the other way. And you know what? He'll steal the base as well. He's got 3 stolen bases on the year. He will sneak up on you. He'll take that extra base. And most hits by a pitcher this season, he is tied for 2nd with Max Scherzer.
Popped up foul, backing out of play. Off the bat of John Jay. Only 2 for 2. All that was against Perdomo, though. Perdomo going 2 1/3, allowing a total of 8 hits and 6 runs. Walked 2, struck out 2. Shallow right center, and in comes Manuel Margot for out number 1. No advance for Greinke. Remains at second base, 1 down.
Okay, not only for you, Don Orsillo, but also for the fans at home watching. Last half inning when the Diamondbacks scored 6, Nick Ahmed came to the plate. Did the Diamondbacks bat around when he came up or when Mathis came up?
I have to see the guy twice.
I do too. I'm on team 10.
Yeah. There is no rule, though, right? I mean, that actually there's no written, it's not written anywhere.
No. I mean, nine is everybody just once. When you go around the whole circle again, you got to see the guy twice to bat around.
I think so.
Team 10.
That's my opinion. We're on team 10 together.
Believe it.
One out runner at second, and Paul Goldschmidt, the hitter. Two and 0. Goldschmidt grounded into a double play in the 1st inning. Walked and scored in the 3rd inning. So were you thinking of that when teams are batting around against you? I'm seeing this guy for the 2nd time. They batted around.
I've seen this guy once already. The same. Gosh, they batted around.
So 9,
believe
wasn't
me,
it?
Believe me, folks. When you're pitching, you see a guy twice, they batted around.
You only see him once. It's not batting around.
Right.
Chopper to short. Galvis's throw in time. No advance for Greinke. 2 down.
Freddie's got plenty of time to do that. Get Greinke back to second base. He ran right at him. His momentum going towards first base, so why not kind of divert a little bit and keep him anchored at second base? And he throws to first for the 2nd out.
Now 2 down here in the 4th, and it brings up A.J. Pollock. 2 for 2 in the game. He singled to left and doubled to drive in a run.
We got 6 speeches this weekend, Haas.
That's a lot.
That is.
Has there ever been a class this big that you can remember?
Off the
Recent
top of my
history?
head, I don't recall a class this big. I don't.
Robbie Erlin came in, got a double play right out of the gate in the 3rd inning. Grounded into by Jeff Mathis. Stopped the bleeding at the time. Diamondbacks had scored 6 runs on 8 hits. Felice Perdomo before he was chased. Pollock able to hold up, and it's 2-1. So Perdomo had been 1-5 individually coming into this outing. Very much on the hook in this one right now with the Diamondbacks on top 6-1. Batting with 2 down here in the top of the 4th inning. Engaging in a conversation with Carlos Aswaje, who had cheated in closer to second base, trying to keep him close. Padres are aware of Greinke's speed. We mentioned the 3 stolen bases this year. That'll miss for ball 3.
Yeah, with Villanueva playing back. I mean, they're up 6-1. He's probably pretty much going to stay anchored at second base, I would say.
On deck, Steven Souza Jr. would be next. There are 2 outs in the inning. It's a leadoff double by Greinke. He has 4 doubles this season. It's the most for any pitcher this year. Grounded to short. Freddie Galvis will fire to first for the out. That ends the top of the 4th inning. Diamondbacks on top 6-1.
San Diego and the Padres.
It's all about what's on your chest and not on your back. And, you know, Tony said it well. I'm a Padre, and I have to kind of take that mantra as well. I'm a Padre, and to know that my plaque will have an SD on its bronze, plaque, it's a lot of pride there.
Tonight after Padres Live post-game show, catch a new episode of Padres POV as Lisa Lane sits down with the Hall of Famer Trevor Hoffman, discusses all things Hall of Fame as part of a special Trevor Time edition on Padres POV.
Now we head on to the bottom of the 4th inning with the Diamondbacks on top 6-1 in this one. Carlos Aswaje, Will Myers, and Eric Hosmer scheduled to bat in the inning. A shift on Aswaje. Begin things here in the 4th. Aswaje grounding out to second base in the 1st inning, 0 for 1. 40th pitch of the night for Zach Greinke. And it's in the air to center field. A.J. Pollock makes the catch for the first out of the 4th inning. Well, it's time now for the Coors Light refreshing finish. And Will Myers, who ended that 16-inning game in Arizona on the getaway day, taking it the other way into the pool area above it.
That was so refreshing.
Yes, it was. 5 hours later.
Yeah.
That was off Jeff Mathis, the position player, catcher.
We've seen a lot of that lately, haven't we, throughout baseball?
More so this year than ever before.
What was it Joe Madden brought in, like in the 6th inning? Yeah, recently. His name escapes me. And I watched it. Anthony Rizzo has done it with the Cubs. And I think there was another situation where, like in the 6th inning early, he brought it. The score was like 7-1. And you know what? I mean, think about that. It kind of makes sense, doesn't it? 7-1, you still got a chance, a little bit of a chance, and you're rolling the dice, having a guy go out there. If he gets a 1-2-3 inning, you didn't blow out an arm in the pen, right? And your offense has a chance to maybe put 2 or 3 up. and it makes it a different game. It's a roll of the dice, no doubt about it.
Well, Myers strikes out here. 4 Ks for Greinke. 2 down in the 4th inning. It's time now for the Kia drive to success. And it's on Zach Greinke. Nice strikeout to walk ratio, 5.71 among major league leaders. Corey Kluber first in that category, then Verlander and Sale before Greinke. Off the end of the bat, grounded softly back to Greinke. Had a lot of spin on it. Turns and fires and retires Hosmer. Padres down in order on 5 pitches in the inning. The Pet Company by Hyundai. Get a great deal, more than a great deal, on all new Hyundai vehicles. See your Hyundai dealer today. And by Sequan Casino, opening in 2019 as Sequan's brand new 300-room resort and hotel. It's been a tough one so far tonight for the Padres. 6-1, Diamondbacks on top as they come to bat here in the top half of the 5th inning. Steven Souza Jr. leading it off here for the D-backs, and Descalso and Marte, as Erlin continues to log some innings tonight. First out of the Padres pen after Perdomo lasted 2 1/3 innings. Souza struck out looking in the 1st inning. Double to drive in 2 in the 3rd inning. There's it over by the on-deck circle. Daniel Descalso waits. 2-2. Erling gave up a leadoff double to Greinke in the 4th inning, but then proceeded to retire the next 3 in a row. And a good start to the 5th inning. Strikes out Souza, 1 down.
Great curveball right there from Robbie Erlin. We were talking to Robbie about that curveball on one road trip, and he said gets on top and just spins it, concentrates on getting that 12-6 rotation. That's very tight rotation and very good late break as well.
And 1 down here in the 5th inning brings up Descalso. Rounded down to first in the 2nd inning, walked and scored in the 3rd.
By the way, that one game the Cubs used position players, 3 position players, Caratini, LaStella, and Happ, all in the same game.
Who did you see?
I saw Ian Happ.
That seems like this year more than ever we're seeing position players.
Yeah. Now you risk injury, I think.
Oh yeah.
It's a totally different way of throwing the baseball. Downhill.
I don't think managers are comfortable with it, but they kind of pressed into it. Trying to save your pen.
Yeah.
It's all about tomorrow.
The sun will come up tomorrow.
I will have lunch. The 1-2 pitch. Miss outside. And it's 2-2.
You don't skip too many lunches.
2-2 in the air to left. Myers drifts back and makes the catch out there for out number 2. A lot of action in the last 24 hours and more to follow. Trade deadline looming. Cole Hamels on the move to the Cubs. J.A. Happ, another Happ on the move to the Yankees.
Wow.
Joaquin Soria.
Yeah. You know the one that it sticks out to me, Don? Cabrera also with the Phillies, and then Escobar with the Diamondbacks, who we'll see tomorrow. Cole Hamels is an interesting one. If Yu Darvish can get it going, is he still on the DL?
I believe he is.
So if he gets back and is healthy, I mean, that's a great. You got Lester, you've got Darvish back, hopefully, for the Cubs, and then Hamels. I think no matter if you're a 3-year guy or a guy like Hamels who's 10 years, you get that type of atmosphere in a Cub uniform. I think Cole Hamels is going to be the one move that really sticks out and helps the Cubs.
Well, 6 in a row retired by Robbie Erlin. 6-1 Diamondbacks. Scoreless game at the time, and Margot back in the second inning. A solo shot, his 4th of the year. The second basket off Zach Greinke. Margot, his 4th home run of the year, and at the time gave the Padres a 1-0 advantage. Fortunately, the Diamondbacks come back the very next inning and score 6 times. As the pitch misses outside here to Margot for ball 1.
And the thing about Greinke is this: 6-1, 1-1, trailing 1-0. He pitches the same. He's not just going to give in and throw the ball over the plate. He's going to look at that slow curveball in at 71.
Just off the outside edge. He's given up the only hit. That was to Margot back in the second inning. On the stretch right now where he has retired 8 Padres in a row. 2-2. Fouled off to the right, out of play. We'll do it again. Only blemish that Greinke has had in this game. Next to his first hitter of the 5th inning. And Galvis and Villanueva scheduled to bat in the inning. 2-2. And a drive down the left field line, foul.
You know what's amazing is that ball goes foul down that left field line. When this ballpark was built, I really thought there'd be more balls that are hit down towards that foul pole. There really hasn't been a lot of controversy as far as balls off that foul pole, as much as I thought there would be.
Line to left center, and that'll get in for a base hit. So Margot is 2 for 2 against Zach Greinke tonight. Leadoff single here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Well, Manuel Margot will gladly sacrifice that shillelagh as this slider off the end of the bat is broken. And he serves this one out to shallow left center field.
What was your thinking as far as because the building sticks out, or?
Yeah, just because of the angle of the right angle of that corner, and you know, if it hits to the left of it, it's going to carry him to the left, and it's clearly going to be a foul ball.
Seen a few of those.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen one hit the line off the building. Or maybe a fan reaching over in those baskets to where they can reach over to their right and interfere with the ball.
Albus sending one foul down the left field line into the seats. Grounded out to second baseman Tel Marte in the 2nd inning.
By the way, we got one of your good buddies watching us tonight. He's hunkered down on the Barca Lounger.
We got
a couple of social sparklers. Your old manager buddy from Boston, John Farrell.
John Farrell watching tonight, isn't he?
He's checking in tonight.
Surprised he's not out lobstering this time of year.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1-1. Foul back to the screen. 1-2. Of course, Torey Lovello, the bench coach for John Farrell, now the manager of the Arizona Diamondbacks, and manager of the year last year in the National League. So he learned a lot from John Farrell in his time.
Torrey's a UCLA guy, right?
Yes. 1-2 pitch coming up. And that's outside. 2-2.
I remember going to Boston back in the day for Interleague and going in to see John in his office. And it's really cool because being a baseball fan and loving the history of the game. Remember all the pictures of the managers on the wall right above the desk?
Yep.
And I said, John, look at this. You are manager of the Boston Red Sox. And he looks at me and he says, yeah, the key though is to keep my picture off that wall. Right?
They're all fired.
They're all gone. That's because they're gone. You're gone.
That is so true.
Yeah. Heaviest workload in the 2nd inning for Greinke at 17.
Line to right, and Souza won't get there. One hops it, fires to second. Trying to get the force out there, but it's late. Margot will reach second base on the single by Freddie Galvis. 2 on, nobody out. Good start to the 5th inning for the Padres.
Well, it's an off-speed pitch, and that's one of those where we take a look. It's a slider. Okay, he wants it down and in, and it leaks right down the middle of the plate. Now, as a base runner, you got to hold up because you got to go halfway. If that ball's caught, you got to scamper back. And Don, as you mentioned, as soon as that ball hits, it's a force play. Souza tries to come up firing to second base, but Manuel Margot is safe in the second base. No problem.
2 on, nobody out. Christian Villanueva getting his second look at Greinke. Struck out swinging against him in the 2nd. Now a grounder back to him. Greinke will go to second for 1. To first, it's late. They do get the middleman, and Freddie Galvis at second base. First and third, 1 down. Well, the Padres hit 2 home runs in a single game. Tweet at Fox Sports SD. using the hashtag #HitToGetTo for your chance to win 4 new Hankook tires, brought to you by Evans Tire and Service Centers. First and third, one down, brings up Austin Hedges. Lined out to left field in the 3rd inning.
So 2 home runs. Somebody's going home with a set of skins.
That's right.
Nice.
Already have one. Margot homered in the 2nd. Franmil Reyes has come out on deck. He would bat for Robbie Erlin. Erlin, who's been in the game since taking over in the 3rd. And there's Franmil waiting on deck. Hedges lined out to the left fielder John Jay in the 3rd inning, 0 for 1.
Always have to look for that one mistake for Hedges like Margot got. You know, the extra base hit here would be great. 3-run shot puts you within 2. Well, that 91 heater looks like it's 101, doesn't it? After you know, you look at a curveball, you look at a changeup, you look at a slider.
A lot of soft stuff leading up to it.
And also 91 up and away. There's really not much Austin can do with that. Any hitter can do with that up and away. You just flare something down the right field line. Can't really do a lot of damage with that pitch.
Hedges will softly send this one to shortstop. Ahmed touches second, fires to first, in time double play. What a play by Ahmed, coming in, charging to make that play. Knew he had to hurry, and he gets it done to retire Austin Hedges and the Padres in the 5th inning. This was impressive. Very good shortstop for the Diamondbacks, coming in and making this a DP that ends the 5th. 6-1 Diamondbacks. Starting with a home run in the 2nd inning, his 4th home run of the year. Padres had a 1-0 advantage, but back came the Diamondbacks in a big way. In the 3rd inning, they would get a series of 6 runs in the inning. A.J. Pollock with a double. Steven Souza Jr. with a double down the line in left field to the corner, would plate a couple. And then Marte, just out of the reach of Travis Jankowski in right center field, off the base of the hill, scores another run for the Diamondbacks. They score 6 times on 8 hits and take a 6-1 lead here into the top of the 6th inning. Belmo on the hook in this one because his spot did not come up in the order. Robbie Erlin stays in the game and returns to the hill. So far has done a spectacular job since taking over for Perdomo. Ahmed, who made a very nice play defensively, leads it off, and this one fouled off. the home plate umpire, Ryan Ataton. One of the balls and strikes tonight, and that one got a piece of him. So
high fastball. Right off the upper right of the mask, it looks like. Ryan Ataton going with the conventional, old school cage. Austin Hedges going out to show a little courtesy, right?
yeah, it's kind of interesting too. Does he get charged for a mound visit? I don't think he does.
You know what?
He should.
He shouldn't. You're absolutely right.
And I don't think the home plate umpire did.
That's
Usually
good.
they indicate to the dugouts. I mean, Hedges just went out there to buy him some time. One fouled off. When did he get there?
Yeah, the Trevor Hoffman bobblehead.
That was awesome.
This was the, it's a Cadillac, and I believe it was a late 50s model.
Wasn't it 51?
No, it wasn't a 51 because I asked about that. And it was Trevor's number retirement ceremony, and they rolled out the left field line. I think it's a 58, 56, whatever, and they presented him with that.
He still got it, right? Because he was in the.
He does.
Yeah, he had it. I saw him in the players' lot.
Yeah,
I remember one day he brought us over to take a look. I didn't realize that was the one he got.
it's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
So he looks like he just got a fresh cut too. Right here.
Well, they've had some great ones this year, honoring his Hall of Fame induction. Of course, going on this weekend.
License plate SD51, and then the number right here that was retired 51.
And that's a giveaway tomorrow night.
Correct. Yep.
So you want to make sure and get yours here tomorrow night for Game 2 of the series.
This is not to scale, by the way.
No?
No. I mean, if this was to scale, it's a really small car.
Seven in a row retired by Robbie Erlin. Jeff Mathis will ground one back to Erlin. He'll run a bit, flips underhanded to first base, 2 down.
By the way, that bobblehead is tomorrow in celebration of Trevor's day, getting inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. And the bobblehead we just showed, all fans will receive a Hoffman number 51 retirement commemorative bobblehead presented by our friends at State Farm. Grab tickets for the 5:40 game. 5:40 game tomorrow.
Early start.
Versus these D-backs at Padres.com.
Now 2 down here in the 6th inning, brings up the pitcher Zach Greinke. Fouls it off down the right field line, out of play. Greinke fouled out in the 3rd inning, doubled in the 4th inning. In a row retired by Erlin. Since taking over for Luis Perdomo.
See Austin Hedges right before that pitch. He laid his glove on the ground, indicating to Robbie Erlin, hey, I want you to bounce this one. Throw to a certain target. Whether it's the belt buckle of the hitter, whether it's one of the knee guards of the catcher.
40th pitch of relief for Erlin as they climb the ladder and strike out Greinke to end the top of the 6th inning. 6-1 D-backs.
Randy Jones, who came into the Cooperstown, New York. Should be exciting tonight.
It's going to be great. I mean, overall, anytime a Padre pitcher gets in the Hall of Fame, I'm showing up. I've got to. But just so honored to be here, and with all the festivities, all the great players are going to be here this weekend, and it's an honor to see Trevor be inducted into one of those great players.
We'll have plenty more here from the Farmers Museum. Right back to you.
All right, Swing Dog, thanks very much. He is our ace reporter there at Cooperstown, and we appreciate him very much.
Yeah, that's
Working
great.
there. That's awesome.
Sending reports in from the great town of Cooperstown.
And of course, Spangenberg pinch hitting here for Robbie Erlin to begin things in the bottom of the 6th inning. 229, 6 homers, 17 runs batted in. It's 65 pitches, working to his first hitter here in the 6th inning. He struck out 4. He's given up only 3 hits.
By the way, with Hall of Fame weekend upon us, third base coach Glenn Hoffman, the brother of Trevor, is in Cooperstown. So Josh Johnson is flashing the signs in the third base coach's box for San Diego while Glenn is gone. Love JJ. He's a good egg. Good baseball guy. Love talking ball with him.
Ground ball right side, right at Marte. Well, the first out here of the 6th inning. Well, coming up in the middle of the 7th inning, stay tuned for the Arco game break with Mike Pomerantz and Clay Hensley. One down in the bottom of the 6th inning, and it brings up Travis Jankowski. 0 for 2 tonight. Struck out looking in the first. Grounded out to first base in the 3rd inning. Greinke came into this game 11-5 with a 3.05 ERA. His 22nd start of the year.
And hitters know the track record of Greinke. They know he's been throwing the ball well. They got to gear up. They just cannot give away at bats, even being down 6-1. Arizona, here's the deal though. With Greinke throwing the ball extremely well, the Arizona pen is #1 in the National League with an ERA right at 3. So you've got Greinke, you've got the D-backs pen. Go get them.
Most career earned run average at Petco Park, second only to Clayton Kershaw. Left center field, Pollock on the move, into the slide, knocks it down, keeps it in front of him. And a base hit with 1 down for Travis Jankowski.
That's what you have to do against Greinke. Take a ball where it's pitched and take it that way. You try to pull that ball, no chance. It's probably a weak ground ball. Travis taking this 4-seam fastball away, spanking it to left center field. I tell you what, Pollock does a nice job of laying out. Both hands in front of him, takes it right off the chest, preventing that ball from going to the wall.
1 out, 1 on, and here's the Suaje showing bunt.
I don't know whether he's doing that just to distract Greinke, maybe have him work ahead. He does get the ball 1-0 to Suaje, but maybe that was just a look-see type deal. Kind of distract him a little bit. Who knows?
1 out, 1 on. Suaje here getting his 3rd look tonight at Greinke. Shift in place here on the right side of the infield. They keep it tight to the infield with a double play possibility. Suaje is grounded out to second and flied out to center. 0 for 2. Pitch 75 in the night coming up for Greinke. Notice does Calso, the third baseman, who comes over to the right side. Suaje with a swing and a miss, strikes out. Greinke picks up his 5th strikeout of the night, 2 down.
Got him with the changeup. Pitching like it's nothing. Like I said, he's not going to give in. He's not just going to throw fastballs and try to challenge you. He's going to pitch. And by doing that, he pulls the string to get a Suaje.
So 2 down. Jankowski at first base, and it brings up Will Myers. Will flat out to left in the first, struck out swinging in the 4th inning. Myers has seen Greinke more than anybody else, coming in with 34 plate appearances against Greinke into tonight's action. And some tough numbers, just 4 for 34, 118 against him. And tonight so far 0 for 2.
I like the scoots that Will Myers wearing tonight. You see those? Matching the numbers?
Looks good.
Yeah.
And the letters.
That's right. Good look.
Broken bat, grounder, foul outside of third. Fractured that one. We'll need a new one.
That's getting in the kitchen. That's what Zach Greinke does so well. 2-seamers in, sliders away. 4-seamer, that's a 2-seam. You can see the rotation. Hey, get out of my kitchen, he says. And he'll need a new shillelagh.
Robert Stock in the pen for the Padres, as Robbie Erlin has been hit for in the inning. Spangenberg led off the inning, pinch hitting. Robbie Erlin incidentally ended up throwing 40 pitches of relief and did a fantastic job. Diamondbacks did not score against him and gave up only 1 hit. Greinke working with 2 down and Jankowski at first. Even here at 2-2 to Myers. And he strikes out Myers. Back-to-back Ks for Greinke, 6 in all. Second time he's gotten Will tonight. 6-1 Diamondbacks. Baseball brought to you by Jack in the Box. This season, Padres home run score free Jumbo Jacks only at Jack in the Box. And by your SoCal Mazda dealers. Now back at Petco Park, where the Diamondbacks have a 6-1 lead. Double switch here for the Padres. Robert Stock coming into the game, and staying in the game after pinch hitting is Corey Spangenberg. Will bat out of the 9 spot, take over at second base. John Jay leads it off, grounds one left side to the backhand of Galvis. Throw is high and pulls Hosmer off the bag. So Jay will reach it first on the error charge to Galvis.
Well, you don't see that too often. Freddie has made this play thousands of times and just works underneath it. And like any first baseman, they'll tell you, hey, if you need to bounce it, bounce it. I think Freddie just kind of rushes that one, almost like a pitcher, working underneath it. And Eric can only jump so high. He can pick it out of the dirt. He's proven that. That's E6.
Lead runner on here for the Diamondbacks, and Paul Goldschmidt takes strike one. Tremendous job again tonight by Robbie Erlin. Seems like we've said that a lot this year.
3 2/3, 1 hit, no runs. He struck out 3. Enter Robert Stock, as Don mentioned Tuesday. 3 scoreless innings. Retired 9 of the 10 batters he faced, and he struck out 5. He's got that 100-mile-an-hour fastball. He's got that breaking ball. And there are the numbers for Robert. His 7th game. High ERA as a reliever in only 6 2/3. You give up a run here and there. It's going to skyrocket to 11 strikeouts and no walks. Tight slider at 84.
Paul Goldschmidt tonight has grounded into a double play, walked, and grounded out to short. Swing and a miss, and Goldschmidt strikes out for the first out of the 7th inning. The strikeout for Robert Stock.
Just struck out a darn good hitter, and that's a slider on the outer half. Well, you can see that's all upper body for Goldschmidt.
One on, one down for A.J. Pollock. Skips in, blocked by Hedges. And Pollock with a single in the first, double in the third. Grounded out short in the 4th inning. A double in the third produced a run, picked up his 42nd RBI of the year. Part of a 6-run attack in the 3rd inning for Arizona. Foul outside of third this time. In the air, shallow right. Spangenberg and Jankowski. It'll be Spangenberg makes the catch and then runs into foul ground. 2 down.
That is a long run for Corey Spangenberg, and as Don just mentioned, on the double switch he goes into play second base. And with the way that Travis Jankowski was positioned in right field, you can see Corey was all the way over near second base. He flash looks to see where Travis is. Travis is now out of the picture, and a nice grab by Corey.
So 2 down. John Jay still at first base, and it brings up Steven Souza Jr. Souza with a double in the 3rd inning to drive in 2. Souza this year on the road hitting at .378. Lifts one foul down the right field line, out of play, down in the count 1-2. Perdomo went 2 1/3, giving up 8 hits and 6 runs. Walked 2, struck out 2. Erlin 3 2/3, allowed 1 hit, no runs. Now Stock misses away at 99.
You know I like nicknames, right? I think that's one of the things in baseball that's gone by the wayside. You go to old school baseball, a lot of guys had nicknames. This kid right here, Summer. Summer stock. It's good theater to watch this kid pitch in the summertime, the big league level.
Are you giving him that, or is that a real nickname that he has?
Just kind of thinking about.
So you made it up?
Yeah, Summer stock.
I think it needs work.
Really?
Yeah. This one is fouled down the right field line out of play.
Okay, how about you?
I don't get the reference.
Last name. You don't get the reference?
No.
You've never heard of Summer Stock Theater?
No.
Usually plays in productions during the summertime. Wow.
40s or something?
All right.
I've never heard that before.
I thought you were pretty well rounded to where you know what Summer Stock.
Oh, I'm
means.
round. 2-2 pitch. He's going to miss for ball 3. I think it needs work. I think he needs a better nickname.
What would you dub Robert? Exchange?
That doesn't. It's not catchy.
No.
You need something that's catchy. Fly ball, right center field. Margot tracking it. And the catch made that ends the inning. I think your suggestion stinks. 6-1. Diamondbacks have the lead. Time now for our Arco game break with Mike Pomerantz and Clay Hensley.
Summer stock, huh? Well, it's a thought. All right, let's take you back now to the 6-run third inning for Arizona. And as we were talking about in the pregame show, keep an eye on Luis Perdomo and his use of the fastball. He gave up 4 doubles in the inning, 3 of them on the heater.
And this is where you can see he started unraveling a little bit. He starts falling off to the left side of the mound. What that does is that makes the arm late. He's not behind the ball. He's not on top of it. So he loses depth, and these hitters pick up the fastball a lot earlier, and it's flat, and you see how they drove the ball. The problem is also it's hard to maintain your location. Ball's flat, location gets corrupted from you falling off with your arm late, and these guys see the pitches, and they start driving the ball. That's why they were able to start hitting all of those pitches very easily compared to what they were doing in the first inning, and you could see them. They were very comfortable at the plate.
Got to be very difficult to just pitch to contact, but that's how you sinker ballers seem to make your living.
Well, that's the thing. That's going to be the biggest challenge because it's counterintuitive to think about pitching to the bat, throwing the fastball to where you want these guys to hit it. You got to stay confident in the fact that you're going to give up base hits, but as a sinker ball pitcher, they're generally going to end up being outs. And that's the struggles that you can see with Perdomo. It starts off really strong for him. As soon as he starts kind of giving up a hit there and here and there, then he starts trying to do too much. I was guilty of it when I played. You start trying to pull the fastball over, and you just lose it. It starts getting flat, and guys hit it.
All right, it's something to keep an eye on as Luis Perdomo will then prepare for his next start. We'll have more from Don and Mark in a moment, but first, a message from our friends at Arco.
Bottom of the 7th inning, Eric Hosmer leads it off for the Padres. Zach Greinke back out there. 81 pitches deep into his outing. Hosmer 0 for 2 against Greinke so far tonight. Hosmer is grounded out to second and grounded back to the mound.
How about Greinke? Only the 82nd offering this evening as he starts the bottom of the 7th.
To left center and in for a hit. John Jay gets it back in quickly. Leadoff single by Eric Hosmer to start the bottom of the 7th inning.
Last 2 times out for Greinke, he's been over 100. 103 at Atlanta, and the last time out, 111 in 8 solid innings when he only gave up 2 hits.
So lead runner on for the Padres here in the bottom of the 7th. Brings up Manuel Margot. 2 for 2. Run in the 2nd, single in the 5th. So a good night against Greinke.
I was reading the notes on Zach Greinke, and he's had one heck of a career. That's documented. And going into this game, he's 23 strikeouts shy of Sandy Koufax. How about that? Koufax pitched 12 seasons. This is Zach's 14th season. But that's pretty good company.
On the ground towards third base, Descalso to second for one, on to first, 4-2, double play. 5-4-3 on the Twin killing, 2 down in the 7th inning.
Well, when you've got the two-seamer working, when you've got the slider down in the zone, or you throw that four-seamer in a good spot, how about the changeup? Out front, the barrel works on top of the baseball, kind of gets jammed down by the label, heads up left side of the infield with that right-handed batter, Descalso, Marte to Goldie.
2 down in the inning, and it brings up Freddie Galvis. Galvis grounded out to second in the 2nd, single to right in the 5th. Frankie tonight, Corbin tomorrow, Buchholz in the finale on Sunday. Padres countering with Ross and Lucchesi. And games 2 and 3 again tomorrow night. First pitch will be at 5:40 here from Petco Park, middle game of the 3-game series between the Padres and the Diamondbacks.
A lot of shaking off right there. Here comes the curveball. Whoa. And that's why I'm glad those screens are put up, right?
Yep. Would have been a screamer.
By the way, the Buccos beat the Mets 5-4 today. That's a final. How about Baltimore? The season they're having, they beat up on Tampa Bay 15-5.
I missed the out-of-town scoreboard from you.
Do you?
Yeah. I used to do that all the time. This one grounded foul. Now we don't get scores anymore. I mean, I go to you for my scores. I never check my phone. So it's great when you
bottom of the 8th up in Anaheim. They're tied up at 3.
Okay.
Brewers in San Francisco, they lead 2-1 in the 7th. In that NL race with the Giants. Colorado 3-1 final over the swinging A's. How about the A's, by the way?
What run?
They were, before today, they were a game out of the wild card.
That's a very good baseball. Added Familia.
Yep.
From the Mets. To left center field, and it'll get in. Freddie Galvis with his wide turn at first has his 2nd hit.
MLB.TV is now available at a lower price for $82.99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand. Your subscription includes MLB At Bet Premium. Allow you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices, longer read, blackout, and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV to take advantage of this special offer.
Two down, runner at first. Now the read did not say longer read. You just added that, right?
Now this will be a mound visit, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Good should be in the way of it coming up. He struck out swinging and grounded into a fielder's choice. 0 for 2. What do you think of these unis of the
You know what?
they wear?
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
They kind of grow on me a little bit.
Really?
Yes. There's at first when I saw them, I was like, ew.
Yeah,
But
I'm not big on charcoal.
there's something about them though. They kind of grow on me a little bit. I'm not saying I'm going to go nuts about them and say
You're not going to buy one?
No, I would no.
With Grant 55 on
No.
it? No. In teal?
Definitely different. I like that jersey.
Fouled off, 2-1.
Boy, he's still dicing and slicing that plate, isn't he?
That's been all night.
Yeah, that slider, perfectly placed down and away.
Coming up to Villanueva with Galvis at first, 2 down in the inning. And a swing and a miss. 2-2. Slider from Greinke. It's been good.
You know, he's got the good feel for it. Why not continue to throw it? And this one just off the plate a little bit more. And that's the ability Zach Greinke has. He can throw it for a strike where he wants to and then just expand that zone a little bit more to have the hitter fish for it.
On the ground, they're in a shift. It is Marte who wins the foot race to the bag and tags it ahead of Galvis. We played 7, 6-1 Diamondbacks.
Mookie Betts is doing Mookie Betts things all season now.
He's been an MVP caliber season. Hey, first career walk-off from Mookie Betts over there in Boston. These guys are trucking it and they're trying to push hard.
Guys hitting .345 with 25 home runs and 54 RBIs. The Red Sox right now lead the East in the American League. They're 72-33 and are 5 games up on the Yankees. They're unbelievable.
They're having a great season, and you know, with Judge's injury recently with the New York Yankees, it might be an opportunity for them to like make a bigger gap there over there in the AL East.
Clay and I are going to see on Padres Live the post-game show. You're going to hear from Greg Hoffman as Trevor's inducted on Sunday in Cooperstown at the Hall of Fame, gents.
All right, thanks very much, guys, as we play along here to the 8th inning. And Robert Stock back out there again. The third arm used tonight by the Padres. Perdomo on the hook, giving up the 6 runs that the Diamondbacks have in 2 1/3. Did he go? No. We'll check with Pat Holberg, third base umpire. Swing and a miss, and striking out is Descalso to begin things here in the 8th inning.
That's a really nice slider from Robert Stock. And great location as well. Well, you talk about throwing a pitch aggressively. That's exactly what Stock does. He does not guide this one. You grip it, you get out in front, you spin it, and a great result for the right-hander. Glad to see that Robert Stock is having some success in the short time he's been in the big leagues with the Padres.
Andries up in the pen, and we were just talking about him before the game. Matt Andries, who's in the minor leagues with the Padres at one point.
Yeah, that was a while ago. I remember when he was traded as a minor league farmhand to the Rays. Spent some time down in Florida.
Andries acquired on Wednesday. The new additions to the Diamondbacks, they try to shore things up. This one is fouled off down the left field line. Originally a third-round pick by the Padres in 2011. That's a part of the deal. Saw Brad Boxberger also involved. Logan Forsythe. On the ground down the third baseline, a fair ball. That's down to the left field corner where Myers waits to get it and quickly gets it back in. And holding is Marte with a one-out single. Myers did a very good job of getting over there very quickly. Second hit of the night for Marte.
Four-seam fastball away. It's got some good action to it. And you know what? That's a protection swing there. That was all arms, all wrists. Now the race is on to hold him to a single. You know, as a left fielder, you got to hold up a little bit because that angle, if that hits that angle, then you got to come in. Possible chance for a double, but that ball gets by that angle and Will Myers gets it in quickly.
One on, and Nick Ahmed. Oh, buckled him. That missed. 2-0.
Kind of working underneath that one, not staying on top. That'll happen.
Second inning of relief for Stock. 2 strikeouts so far. He's fallen behind here. 2-0. Saw a lot of Robert during spring training.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Zach Greinke's thrown 98 pitches through the first 7 innings. So Andries warming in the pen.
I would think with this type of lead in the bullpen they've got, and Andries being new as a Diamondback, maybe Torrey going to give him an inning.
Short right field, Jankowski. Stagger but makes the catch. 2 down.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres. Not bad for a lot of time off.
Kind of quick. A lot of stuff you breezed over pretty quickly. I didn't understand a lot of the stuff in the middle. Like, can I just take the video and use it?
No, you can't. Without the express written consent.
Popped up foul. Back comes Hedges, and he'll have room, and he makes the catch that ends the inning. We head to the bottom of the 8th. 6-1 Diamondbacks. it's Zach Greinke, who tonight dazzled all night. Going the first 7 innings, ends up with 6 strikeouts, gives up just the 1 run. His only blemish, the home run by Margot back in the 2nd inning. Greinke in line for his 12th win of the year, came in at 11-5 into tonight's action, and really was very good all night.
Making all of his pitches, and no matter if it's scoreless, up by 1, down by 1, or the big lead 6-1, he was hitting his spots. Last 7 games for Zach Greinke, he has been lights out, surgeon-like. And there you see the line score and the totals.
Matt Andrews into the game now for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Well, as Don mentioned earlier, newly acquired right-hander. He's got 5 runs to work with. Diamondbacks have 6 outs to get, and he, with Tampa Bay, out of the bullpen and almost a handful of starts. I think this would be a good opportunity for him to get his feet wet in the Diamondback uniform. Right, he's hitting .285, but doing very, very well against lefties at 174. Throws across his body.
Part of the double switch, Chris Owings has now taken over at 3rd base. Popped up foul, back and out of play. Andrews coming over on Wednesday from the Rays. Michael Perez, a catcher. Brian Schaefer, a right-handed pitcher, going the other way to Tampa Bay. The 2-1 pitch coming up here to Hedges. And that'll miss. 3-1. The Padres glad to see someone other than Zach Greinke. First 7 innings tonight. 6 hits, gave up the 1 run, the home run by Margot. Couldn't walk anybody and struck out 6.
And Andrews trying to follow suit that the rest of the.
Here's a drive out to deep left center field for Hedges, and that's going to be gone. A home run for Austin Hedges. 6th home run of the year for the Padres catcher. Kicks out of the yard to left center. 2nd Padres run of the night. Not what Andrews wanted to do here in his debut in a Diamondbacks uniform.
Hey, somebody's going home with a couple skins. New tires. 2 home runs tonight for the Friars. Let's see what the pitch is. Andrews throws the fastball. It's right down the middle. 93 fastball. Austin Hedges is thinking launch angle. Decent exit velocity. Great mechanics on the swing. Perfect swing. And on a mistake like that, why not?
Home run here to begin things in the bottom of the 8th inning. Makes it 6-2 Diamondbacks. Spangenberg batting for the 2nd time tonight. Pitch hit in the 6th inning. And take strike 2. Swing and a miss, and Spangenberg strikes out. First out of the 8th inning. 7th strikeout for Diamondbacks pitching. 1 down here in the 8th. Let's revisit our keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Well, first night back, not really good one for the kid. Grind against Greinke, 7 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 earned run, 98 pitch effort, and then perfect for Perdomo, 2 1/3. 8 hits, 6 earned runs. Talking about playing perfect defense, getting the perfect hit here and there, timely hits. It just didn't happen tonight for Luis Perdomo or the Padres. So first day back, F.
Jose Barella has come out on deck here for the Padres. Pitcher spot is the 2 spot in the order now, as Jankowski bats with the bases empty. May have gone. They checked. Yeah, he did. 0-2 now for Jankowski. Jose Pirela waiting on deck. Two pitch coming up. And that's going to miss. 1-2. Diamondbacks on top. Padres getting a run back so far. Wow. Pretty close pitch.
Got squeezed.
2-2.
Andriese throws a 4-seamer, a 2-seamer, also threw a changeup, curveball, and a cutter. That last pitch looked like a cutter at 88.
On the ground down the first baseline. Goldschmidt will tag the bag. 2 down. Time now for the San Diego fans of the game. What's going on out here?
Hashtag Don Diego, crash our Boston batch party.
Nice.
My fiance is marvelous.
That's awesome.
Some leftovers from Comic-Con, huh?
Looks like they're having a good time.
We got a pirate with a Hawaiian shirt. That's awesome.
I saw Spider-Man back there in the right.
We got an Iowa Hawkeye. We got Spidey with his mask off.
Mask off. Now it looks like they're having a good time.
Yeah.
I love bachelor parties.
Oh, it's great.
2 down here in the inning, and Mike Butcher, the pitching coach, out there.
I think you should. I think we've got a venture that you could take advantage of. Like set up your own company. Don Diego shows up to your bachelor party.
What do I do though?
You just,
I gotta have
you
like
just
a
show up. Yeah, I mean, with your charisma. More charismatic than you. You just show up at the front door and everybody's like, "Hey!" And it's
I don't think that's going to do it.
You're just the life of the party, and you get paid for it.
I think it'd be very disappointing. You know, I arrive and they
I'd
get to
up.
meet me in person.
I'd crash that party.
Kind of boring. Kind of boring. This guy.
I'd crash that party.
Never strike one. Jose Pirela pinch hitting here. So that is a night for Robert Stock, who went 2 innings.
Tough for any hitter coming off the bench. Pinch hitting. Well, congratulations to Jose Pirela, Heart and Hustle Award winner, and he will hustle down to first base.
Well, he strikes out, that ends the inning. And we head to the ninth, 6-2 Diamondbacks. plays of the game, and it's the Padres pen doing a very nice job, starting with Robbie Erlin. First batter he faced, able to get to ground into a double play, ends up pitching very well. 3 2/3, logging a lot of innings, and only giving up the 1 hit, struck out 3. Then Robert Stock came in for 2 very good innings, and he struck out 2, giving up only 1 hit as well. So Erlin and Stock doing a great job in relief. Luis Perdomo charged with all 6 runs that the Diamondbacks have in tonight's game, and enter Phil Hughes, the 3rd Padres reliever of tonight's action.
That is 5 2/3 of well-pitched baseball out of the pen. 5 strikeouts, as Don mentioned. Now for the 9th, try to hold him at 6 is Phil Hughes. Last time out for Phil was against the Mets. He threw an inning. That was a few days ago.
And Chris Owings batting for the first time, came in as part of the double switch at 3rd base. Zach Greinke in this spot had been 1 for 3 tonight with a double back in the 4th inning. .198 average, 3 homers, 19 runs batted in for Owings. Pretty versatile, play the outfield and the infield. And lifts a fly ball down the right field line, headed for foul ground and into the seats. Happy young man down there caught the ball.
That's an automatic smile right there. Going home with a baseball.
Fly ball, center field. Manuel Margot makes the catch for our out number 1 of the 9th inning.
Tomorrow, one of baseball's biggest rivalries is renewed as the Cubs take on the Cardinals. Coverage begins at 12:30 p.m. Pacific on FS1 or stream it live on the Fox Sports app.
One down, top of the order, John Jay coming up. Been aboard 3 times tonight, 2 hits, both singles to center, and has scored a run. Elevated that time and got him to chase 0-2. Hughes with 2 starts earlier this year for the Twins, 16 relief appearances. Time called as Jay backs out. John Jay now. Paul Goldschmidt waiting on deck here for the D-backs. They bat in the 9th. Jay fights this one off foul. 34,725 on hand tonight. 34,725 for game 1. We have a 3-game weekend series between the Padres and the Diamondbacks. On the ground to first base. Hosmer will take it himself for out number 2. And tomorrow, game 2 of the 3-game series. Tyson Ross will be on the mound for the Padres. 6-8 on the year with a 4.29 earned run average. Matched up against Patrick Corbin, 7-4 with a 3.13 ERA. Get you started at 5 p.m. with Padres Live. Earlier start time tomorrow night, game 2. Padres and Diamondbacks, and remarkably, it's the first visit of the year here for the Diamondbacks, who have to come 3 times. So 2 down. Paul Goldschmidt going to count 1-0. It is game number 106 of the year for the Padres. Line to center and in for a base hit for Goldschmidt. 2-out single, his first hit of the night. And we'll bring up A.J. Pollock.
Remember that sign we saw, the hashtag Don Tangelo or Don Diego?
Yes.
Boston, was it Batch or Bach part, like Johann Sebastian Bach? Do they like play Bach music?
I'm gonna say it's a bachelor party.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think.
Maybe they're into classical music. There it is. Johann Sebastian.
So you
Bach?
think it's for Johann Sebastian?
Probably.
I don't
Could
think
be.
so.
Could be.
I don't think so. They had the look of a group that was here for a bachelor party.
Okay.
Yeah, having
Just
fun. I mean, I'm not saying that Bach wouldn't be a crazy time, but apparently they're gone. I've had enough of your act. Tried to hold up, but I think he went. No.
Oh.
This is Alfonso Marquez.
I'd like to get a side view of that one. Well, you can tell from this angle.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think he went. That bat was parallel to the field. That barrel went in front of his hands.
What if he made contact?
It would have been a double.
Wow.
Two-0 pitch. Swings for sure this time. Phil Hughes, the fourth arm used tonight by the Padres. Working with two down in the top of the ninth inning. Paul Goldschmidt at first and a 2-1 to A.J. Pollock. Straightens him up, full count.
You see that Eric Hosmer indicating to Phil Hughes that he'll be playing behind the runner. Full count, 2 outs. He will be off with the pitch.
And don't throw over.
Right.
Because nobody's there.
Right. That would be good.
Popped up left side of the infield. Galvis being the wave up. And it's going to be Galvis who makes the catch back to third. That ends the inning and sends this game to the bottom of the ninth. 6-2 Diamondbacks.
100 saves for Trevor Hoffman. He's going to have a plaque right next to yours in Cooperstown someday, Mr. Gwynn.
Trevor Hoffman, number 600.
Well, the countdown to Cooperstown on July the 29th. Moments recapping the life and career of number 51. Mark Sweeney, of course, reporting from the Hall of Fame. Already seen a couple of those reports from Sween Dog.
It's going to be an exciting weekend.
Will Myers leading it off here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Work to do for the Padres. Andrews back out there again. And a pop-up. Foul off third. Little reach the seats. Myers, Hosmer, and Margot scheduled to bat here for the Padres in the 9th. On the ground by the dive of Owings at third base. Got a glove on it, I think partially, as it makes its way into left field, and the first hit of the night for Will Myers.
Well, the Padres are in slam range, and this ball hit hard off the bat. High slider. Just off the glove. Need multiple base runners here in the 9th.
Brings up Eric Hosmer, who singled his last time up. And takes strike one. One for 3 tonight for the Padres first baseman. Now 0-2.
That's a nice changeup from Andrews right there. Eric Hosmer looking for the fastball, and the right-hander pulling the string.
And Will Margot waiting on deck. Well, the few Padres to have success with Zach Greinke in tonight's game. And the home run and the single before Greinke left. Down the left field line, foul.
You know, as I mentioned earlier, Matt Andrews acquired by the Diamondbacks, trying to follow suit on those other relievers in that bullpen for the Diamondbacks. They are number 1 in the National League with an ERA at 3. Number 2 is the Cubs at 3.29.
Chop to first base. Goldschmidt will go to second for 1, back to first for 2. 3-6-3 in the Twin killing. 2 down in the 9th inning.
Right to Goldschmidt, the right-hander, and watch him as he positions himself to spin towards the glove hand side. And the ball is hit sharply enough to where he really doesn't have to hurry that throw. Eric Hosmer does not have blazing speed, and as Don mentioned, 3-6-3 for 2 quick ones here in the 9th.
So 2 down in the 9th, and here's Manuel Margot. 2-hit night tonight. Home run back in the 2nd inning. His 4th of the year. And he singled to center in the 5th before bouncing into a double play in the 7th. Down the third baseline, foul. 0-2.
Opponents hitting only .222 off this Diamondback bullpen going into this game.
And again, Andrews just joining this team on Wednesday, so he is new to it, but into his 2nd inning of relief. Did give up a leadoff home run to Austin Hedges in the 8th. Swing and a miss. Margot strikes out, and that's the ball game. Padres retired in the 9th inning as the Diamondbacks hold on to beat the Padres 6-2 in Game 1 of the 3-game series. Padres Live is next. Mike Pomerantz, what's in store?
Games happen all the time, guys, but Hall of Fame inductions are very rare. The Hoffman boys in Cooperstown. You're going to hear from Trevor and Glenn, as well as Greg, coming up on a post-game show.